Yeah, we live. We all the way. What's up? Good. Popping, cracking, percolate. What's really good in the hood is your man Theo Butter. Yeah, we all the way live. We all the way live. What a great day it is to be alive and it's bringing that oxygen and everything like that. Yeah, we in here and I see somebody out. Yeah, y'all already pulled up. Goodness gracious. Let me see here about Shuri. Yeah, Diabolical Nerd. Yeah. About Shuri. Oh my goodness. You know what? I ain't heard this much about Shuri since 2022. I ain't. That's crazy. Because you know what? I didn't hear about Shuri when she was first created either, back in 2009. She didn't get this much love and attention and affection. It's almost as if she didn't gain any popularity from diehard Shuri fans until the MCU showed her. Yeah. I appreciate y'all pulling up. It's a lot going on in regards to Shuri. Everybody got something to say. Not tell them. And what does not tell them say? I ask difficult questions. We're gonna get that tonight. Because I'm trying to figure out where you been. Yeah. Boy, where you been? Girl, where you been? Baby girl, where you been? Yeah, let's get into this for a second. Start with a little backdrop in regards to Shuri. Some stuff that, well, you never hear from those who say it's all about her right now. Right? You don't get no backdrop. No, you get a lot of agenda. You get some name calling. You get some insults thrown your way. You don't get no knowledge. You don't know what's going on. They let them tell it. Well, safe to say, some folks ain't been keeping up with this character the way they should have been. It's also safe to say it's more than it. Mind you, this video right here is for us. Look at this right here. It's a safe space. It's a safe space, but come on in, join, you know what I'm saying? Leave comments if you want to, but my comments, the video isn't directed specifically at you because there's some cultural significance at play here, and there's way too many people from that culture that's ignorant and stupid or stupid. Right. So let's do this real quick here. Mind you, I'm going to tell you like this. Go read it for yourself. It's up to you. You either care or you don't. Get my little monologue and get that on out the way and everything like that. It's amazing what the passing on one man triggers. That would be Chadwick Aaron Boseman. You have to actually sit back, step back from a place of knowledge and observe how things move consistently, inconsistently, the patterns. Grandmaster Tarot will tell you about that. To the observant, there have been more than enough inconsistencies regarding all things Black Panther related. That is just what that is. From live action to animation to comics to action figures. Yeah. And if you don't know, you don't know. If you don't care, you don't care. To the knowledgeable observant, those patterns have been seen. Yeah. But you either care or you don't. One of those patterns comes in regards to the fandom of Shuri and how she's being used. It's coming from Shuri fans. Is it coming from Shuri fans or Shuri LARPers? In this discussion, we will get into all of that in regards to Shuri. Is she representation or a tool of oppression? Those who have been around long enough know this isn't the first time those in charge have claimed they will elevate the Black woman if she separates from the Black man. This ain't our first rodeo. Today we dive in. Shuri was created in 2005 by Reginald Hudlin and John Romita Jr. Reginald would be the writer. John Romita Jr. would be the artist. But why though? Why was Shuri created? Ironically enough, to stand beside T'Challa, as Mr. Hudlin would state on Twitter. So both my son and daughter could dress up as the character for Halloween. Quote, end quote. There you have it, a husband and yes, a father created her so that both of his children, not one at a time, could enjoy her, could enjoy the character. That's honorable. That's noble. During that time frame, we would see Shuri grow from an immature party girl who thought she deserved the world. Then in 2009, she would become the Black Panther. Right. Make sure I say that right. No, it wasn't 2009. You got that wrong. I said she was created in 2000. Make sure I got it right, because I don't want to mislead anybody. 2009, yeah, she became the Black Panther, right? She would become the Black Panther, an unselfish warrior queen with an insatiable bloodlust that had her seeking out Logan and Natasha Romanoff for guidance to control it. In those stories, she would lament about not being as good as her brother, where she would receive encouragement by Spider-Man to be her own version of Black Panther. Claws of the Panther by Jonathan Mayberry. We would go on to see her aid her brother T'Challa in Hell's Kitchen when he took on Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin. Her height, though, as a hero, would come in Jonathan Hickman's New Avengers and Secret Wars, where not only would she revenge Wakanda being flooded by a Phoenix Force empowered Namor, as well as the last line of defense along with her brother in defending Wakanda from the Black Order. This would end up with her battling Proxima Midnight, Dolo Solo. Then in 2016, by Ta-Nehisi Coates, we will see her return not as a Black Panther, but as the griot. The T is silent. The living, breathing historian of Wakandan history. To fully appreciate that, let's define what a griot is. A griot, pronounced griot, is a West African oral historian, musician, storyteller, and poet, serving as living archives. They preserve the genealogies, historical narratives, and cultural traditions of their people, transmitting knowledge across generations through spoken word and song. Core roles and responsibilities. Core roles and responsibilities. Griots fulfill multiple vital functions within their communities, acting as oral historians and genealogists. They memorize and recite centuries of tribal histories, ancient epics, and family lineages. Musicians and entertainers. They perform using traditional instruments, most notably the kora, a 21-string harp lute, and the balafon, a type of wooden xylophone. Advisors and diplomats. Throughout history, they served as trusted counselors to kings, village chiefs, and tribal leaders. Mediators. They often called upon to negotiate disputes, provide social commentary, and offer community education. Cultural significance. The griot tradition is deeply ingrained in the societies of West Africa, such as the Mande Wolof and Fula peoples. The profession is hereditary. Knowledge and musical skills are strictly passed down from generation to generation, often within specific family lineages. While widely known by the French loan word griot, they are also known by indigenous names across different regions, such as Jilu in Mande cultures and Jewel in Wolof. You probably learned more about Shuri right then and there in the first 9 minutes of this video than you've gotten from anybody saying she's the Black Panther. There's nothing wrong with her being a Black Panther. There's nothing wrong with T'Challa missing in action. There's nothing wrong with that. All the while to hide their ignorance in regards to who she is and what she means to a people. But then again, those will be the same individuals who cannot speak one word of Xhosa, nor one word of Swahili, nor do they care to. But they got so much to say in regards to this character. They don't even understand the significance of Shuri. Why though? Because I'm not talking to nobody else. I'm talking specifically to us. How you don't care? Make it make sense. Because we can look at Michael II Youngman and know what that means, right? And I don't think we could go to anybody that Michael II Youngman represents and think they don't give two damns about that character, which probably explains why we don't really see that character, because of who that character represents. He represents people. He represents the culture. He does. And John Byrne got it right. He did. Stuff like that threatens people. It does, regardless of who they are. Because if you ain't trying to handle your business like you're supposed to as a real person, that fictional character has outshined you. If you haven't done your due diligence to respect your culture like you're supposed to, that character is going to remind you of your deficiency as either a black person, black man, black woman. And you know what, because you're going to distance yourself from Africa when it's convenient. You say you're black, but are you really? Because to be black, you got to herald from the continent of Africa. There is no such thing as foundational black Americans. I'm sorry, Tyreek. There is no such thing. You either black or you not. Ain't no such, you're not foundational black just because you created it. Yeah, sound good. Sounds stupid, to be perfectly honest with you. But where's the culture from being a foundational black American? Where does it come from? For you to call yourself black, anything black, you come from somewhere, it ain't here. For you to say you give two doggones about Shuri, you're supposed to be able to talk about Shuri. You can't. You use Shuri as a prop to justify the replacement of T'Challa. You taking your lead from people who don't even talk about your culture. You taking lead from people who aren't even from your culture, and you run along with it. Like I said, you probably learned more about Shuri during the first 9 minutes of this video than anything you've gotten since she's been in the MCU. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is it they're able to tell you in 2026 on a video game from people that don't look like you, who really don't care about you? Because when T'Challa showed up over there, when they were advertising Black Panther, we had Chadwick Boseman's face on over here in America. They had the Black Panther mask on over there. So really, a black person is going to tell me what folks who have shown above and beyond, they don't give two damns about the black male being represented. You're going to tell me what they said. And you're going to stand on it. Well, where is your knowledge coming from? Is it coming from them or is it coming from you? Because they're not black. It ain't for them to care. Somebody actually said, well, I believe in Tolkien lore, T'Challa is dead. Why is he dead? What the video game made by the Asian market that has shown me how they feel about me whenever I'm the lead. Why is that what somebody is telling a black person to justify the absence of T'Challa? Make it make sense. I'm gonna keep up with these notes real quick, then I'm gonna come on back because I'm in here for educational time, and I'm serious. So contrary to how some people like to view it, no, I'm not being aggressive. I'm knowledgeable. I'm serious. I'm not here for your enjoyment, to laugh and tap dance at your pleasure. No, that's not what that is. So if me being serious makes you feel like I'm being aggressive, there's the door. So we got Kimoyo King, my fellow brother, in the building. All of y'all, really. Let me go ahead and say that. Diabolical nerd, Kimoyo. Now tell him in the building. Culture comes from ancestry in the diaspora. Come on, drop that knowledge. We could have gotten all this knowledge, but no, shake my head. We see what's going on. That would be the knowledgeable observant, seeing what's going on. What you never get from Shuri Fans with her legacy, her history being tied into T'Challa, is how Wakanda has been mistreated in the MCU. But that's who you want to quote. That's who you want to validate. It says a lot. I knew when Shuri came on board, I'm not special. I'm just no different than quite a few other Black Panther fans that were reading Black Panther comic books. we didn't need the MCU to validate our love for any of those characters. We already had it because we financially invested on it. We weren't waiting for anybody to give us anything. And maybe that's the Generation X thing. Latchkey kids, we got to get it for ourselves. We're not waiting. We also aren't used to accepting trash. No, by and large, we're going to consume what we want because we've been the ones doing it. Shuri was created in 2005. Where were you? Where were you? It's a fair question. Why we didn't hear from you then? Why you weren't calling for her to have her own solo run then? Where were you? When she became the Black Panther in 2009, where were you? Because the only folks that were talking about her in 2009 were the comic book fans and the writers that were writing her. Let's give it up one time for Reginald Hudlin for creating her. That's a man, husband, father. Looked at his daughter and said, you know what? That dude over there could use you as his sister. And yes, he could. Because Shuri has had his back in ways way too many women that look like Shuri have not held down the men that look like T'Challa since Kevin Feige came to the stage. You haven't done for your brothers what Shuri did for her brother. You haven't. You're lacking. You are absolutely lacking. What you're doing is sipping the Kool-Aid, a la what they offered you back in the 70s. You want to get financial assistance, kick your man out the house. And quite a few of you made that decision. You're still making that decision. The damnedest thing is some of you got sons, and that's what's hurtful. You got sons, and you don't even care about them. I'm telling you, as a woman, as a mother, you don't give two damns about your son because low-key you wish you'd have had a daughter because you don't see any significance in your son. You don't give a damn about your son having a hero to look up to. You don't. I saw y'all on The View. I saw y'all, black women that I looked up and put up here diminishing a black male character just to get your representation on. That's not what Reginald Hudlin intended. Gabrielle Duval used to be on the Jamie Foxx show. I'm so damn ashamed of you. I don't know what to do. It's quite a few of y'all got up on your damn talk shows with little to no damn knowledge and had so much to say. You know what Cool in the Game would call that? Being misled. No. Not even the producer. Not even the black executive. None of them. None of the black folks that have entertained, that have interviewed them. Regardless of who that black person is, they ain't stood on business. They will take everybody else's culture, want to identify with everybody else. But I remember going to see Black Panther in 2018 and being disgusted. I'm going to tell you straight up. I was disgusted 2 weeks after that because as I checked on social media, I didn't see anybody talking about anything other than dress up. Frosting, if you will. Nobody wanted to go inside to look at the ingredients of the cake. Yeah, that's a nice analogy because you didn't. It's 2026 and we still, as a people, don't know one word of African language. Speak European pretty well, though. Some of us are fluent in Spanish, fluent in French, fluent in Japanese. You're not fluent in any language from the motherland. And you, since you've been living, at some point in time, you let come out your mouth that that's the motherland. Because you say the motherland because it's where you come from, but you don't know a damn thing about it. You don't want to know a damn thing about it. You can't do a damn thing about it. That's you. But you got so much to say right here. Me and Kimoyo, Daryl, Three Storms over there on TikTok. Message group. We off the book. There's a gauntlet that somebody has on TikTok. with Shuri as a Black Panther. You got folks responding in the comments, 73 of them. I was the 74th comment. All of the comments are talking about her as the Black Panther. What is that? Because that's not growth. I'm going to help the stupid out as well as the ignorant. Barbara Gordon. Was she better as Batgirl or Oracle? Oh, well, hell, Oracle actually showed up in a TV series, didn't she? Yeah, I think it was called The Birds of Prey. I think Shamar Moore was in that series. Look at that. The Oracle was so significant to people that were physically challenged, right? But that's all they were, physically challenged. They still saw themselves as heroes. They still saw themselves able to go out there and make it do what it do. You know, we actually got somebody like that in the Rock With Me Nation. Ronnie. Yeah. Imagine that. Barbara Gordon, Oracle. We got enough superheroes that make it do what it do on their own. They can walk on their own. But somebody like Barbara Gordon, who actually as the Oracle, because she's never been a member of the Justice League as Batgirl. But she has been a member of the Justice League as Oracle. Yes, she has. We got to saw that character grow to the point where not too many people wanted her to go back to being Barbara Gordon, being Batgirl. She'd grown past that. Even with her physical limitations, she outgrown the role of Batgirl. Shuri's outgrown the role of Black Panther. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She was always created to be a Black Panther standing beside the Black Panther. So here comes Ta-Nehisi Coates. I want her to be able to stand on her own, whether she's standing beside T'Challa or not. I want her to have a different cultural impact on Black people than T'Challa. You would like to think that those of us that grew up around our grandparents and great-grandparents would realize that. But I see so many women, too many in my opinion, that probably don't have relationships with their mother, grandmother, great. You tell it on yourself. You're going to be like, you're going too far. No, I'm probably not going far enough because you don't respect tradition. You don't respect ancestry. You don't respect heritage. You don't talk about it. You don't talk about Shuri prior to 2022. That's a damn shame. You let men, too many, not most, not all, but too many, know more and care more about that character than you do. Yet on social media, you have so much to say. You know what you're costing yourself? Representation. You know what you're costing yourself? Knowledge. You know what you're costing yourself? You. And you so quick to be loud and wrong. You would rather be popular rather than be knowledgeable. And we all know it. As I said on my live on TikTok today, it's kind of like being a Mason. You can act like a Mason. You can talk like a Mason. But lo and behold, that day, a Mason pulls up on you. It's the same thing. Yeah, you can yell, you can puff your chest out. You can seem like you angry, but what you're coming across as, because it don't take none of that to state facts. You're not knowledgeable. Some of you are pushing a sexist agenda in regards to Shuri. Some of you are your profile page always tells on you. It does. And more than enough of y'all that call yourselves to be Shuri fans, there's nothing about you other than your mouth that shows anybody that you're a Shuri fan. And your mouth can only go so far because you lack the knowledge. You lack the care. You lack the concern. I say once again, this character was created in 2005. Where were you? She's been around for 21 years. Where you been? And why is your knowledge stuck at a character she ain't been since 2016? Where you been? Why aren't you able to tell people about her feats and her stories as not only a Black Panther, but also a griot? Where you been? Where is your Shuri merch? Because you are a gung-ho Shuri fan, because you're going above and beyond to snap on people on social media. Where is your Shuri merch at? Where's your knowledge at? Because all you keep telling folks is she's a Black Panther. Okay, we've been knew that. What else? We know you're LARPers because we watched your response to Black Panther 2. You didn't say a damn thing. We know you're LARPers because you didn't say anything during Avengers Infinity War. You didn't say nothing. You didn't get mad about nothing. When we sit up here and say, hey, Captain America, the first Avenger, yeah, my boy in there, Derek Luke, yeah. I don't know why he wasn't playing the role he was supposed to. Yeah, Black Panther fans, we go back and call it out. T'Challa fans, Black Panther fans, Wakanda fans, whatever you want to call us, we go all the way back. Gabe, in the first Captain America movie, say, oh no, that was wrong. But y'all sat right there in Avengers Infinity War, and you watched Wanda murk Proxima Midnight. That wasn't her fight. Not one time did y'all question where was Shuri at. You sat there and watched her kicked off a pedestal by Corvus Glaive. No, Shuri threw hands, and y'all didn't say nothing. And we were watching. So with us watching, knowing you said nothing, we're actually disgusted. I'm going to say it one more time. As Black Panther fans, knowing you said nothing, we're actually disgusted for you to even make your presence felt at this particular moment in time. What we want you to do is do the same thing you've been doing since these characters have been relevant in comics. We want you to be silent. We want you to go away. We want you to do what you did when we were in high school. Go be cool. Stay from over here. You don't know, you don't care. And we're at the point right now where you can get dressed down, whether you are heterosexual, man, woman, member of the LGBTQ. We will not spare your feelings because you know what? You're an idiot. You don't care anything about Black culture. What you do is you care about your gender. You care about your orientation. What you don't care anything about is anything from the motherland, less it's convenient. In essence, as Kimoyo like to say, my brother Daryl like to say, you're conveniently Black. And y'all been conveniently Black for a long time. It's a movie reviewer out there that's conveniently Black. It's a Black blurred out there that's conveniently Black. More than enough of y'all been conveniently Black. You ain't spread no knowledge. You just been part of the damn get-along game. But we see you. We see you out there regarding other stuff. Then you want to cry about Black not being represented. How? How? Maybe this is the Generation X in me. Maybe it's the single child in me. Maybe it's the Marine in me. But way too many of y'all, if we put it in a book, you wouldn't know what it was. And that's the damn stereotype that's been sitting around there with us for the longest. Since I was a kid, I got millennials, I got Gen Z. Y'all all going down with it. You can't pay to be crazy because you'll spend every day, most of the time on social media, and you ain't learning a damn thing. You ain't learning no self-respect. You ain't learning a damn thing about your culture. No, what you sitting up here doing is popping damn balloons. How the hell you pop a balloon talking about, I want to be on a date with somebody? No, what you doing is sitting up here doing toxic reality shows. Really? Micro dramas? No, that ain't Jesus popping. That's Lucifer popping. Because at the end of the day, all you looking at the dollar sign. You don't give two damns about lifting up Black people. Not to encourage them. And money don't make you happy. Which is the damnedest thing, because when I looked at, and I unsubscribed from that today, when I looked at the post where he admitted what it was, that's all I needed, because I kept giving chances. But now that I know what it is, it's not lost on me that most of the actors and actresses in those skits call themselves relationship experts. It ain't now one of them in no damn relationship. Got podcasts on and every damn thing talking about what a man's supposed to do with a woman, what a woman's supposed to do with a man. Meanwhile, in Gotham, if it sounds like I'm talking like Uncle Tim from Uncle Tim's Rant and Reviews, okay. They say you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. You know what? I don't know about that one. Because if Malcolm X said it back in the 60s that we didn't land on Plymouth Rock landed on us, that's still true in 2026. Can't be bothered to learn about what they putting in front of you. You just want to go see it. You want to sit up here and complain about Black history being either rewritten or being deleted real time. They already showed you what they were going to do in the fiction. You didn't catch it. They wrote, deleted, effed up Wakanda's history right up under your noses, and you were too self-absorbed with being entertained as opposed to being educated to catch it. You know what? By the time they already got the plan in place. You just want to be entertained. And you get mad at those that try and educate you. You do the same thing that was done back in the day. Why are you taught white? Why are you trying to be so educated? Why are you trying to be so smart? I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be stupid? Just go out there and say whatever? Not know what I'm talking about. That's the new thing we got going. Yeah, that's what that is. It's a gauntlet out. It's a versus out there right now where they talking about T'Challa in the Mortal Kombat area. What would T'Challa do? I don't know. I don't know. The person that did the video don't know two damn things about T'Challa other than what they got from the MCU. Y'all been so quick to run your damn mouths. You don't even know T'Challa. And as I said before here just recently on more than one occasion, you as the typical average LARPer, you don't know the Black superhero's origin story. You won't go learn it. And you won't shut up and listen to those who have. No, you would just rather accept what Buddy give you. You just rather accept what Buddy give you. And that's crazy because you're going to protect Master's house, right? Yeah. That's Master's house. That's y'all house, right? You going to make sure the MCU stay good, right? Because that's you. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Y'all sit up there right now and talk all the trash in the world. Some of y'all still talk about Chadwick Boseman. Meanwhile, in Gotham, with William Hurt and Harrison Ford, you still ain't saying nothing. Showed you just how much you meant to them the same damn year. Yeah, they recast Thunderbolt Ross the same damn year. My bad, 2020. 2021. It wasn't no year, though. It wasn't no year. Slid right out there. And you know what? All y'all who sat back and said, and I'm talking to us, I ain't talking to nobody else. All those who sat back and said, oh yeah, that's right. You didn't keep that same energy. You okayed it. You signed off on it. You didn't want to ask no question. Here we go. You wanted the sequel. You just wanted to be entertained. You wanted the sequel. Your shallow behinds, y'all wanted the sequel. You couldn't even be bothered to learn about the dude whose homecoming you was going to go see the movie for, because that wasn't no Black Panther movie. That was his homegoing. It's 2026, and way too many of y'all that call yourself okay with it, you still can't hold a conversation with somebody about Chadwick Boseman outside of Black Panther. You still can't. But you're a Shuri fan. When Letitia Wright stepped out there as Shuri, if you were a Shuri fan, you'd have been irked by the casting. You said nothing. Lupita Nyong'o would have made a better Shuri than Letitia Wright? Physically, you said nothing. Said nothing. You couldn't give two damns about African history. You don't give two damns about the fictional Wakanda history, and they see that, so they know damn good and well off the rip, you don't give two damns about real history, and they're playing in your face with it, and you signing off on it. Because you want to be loud. You want a woman Black Panther. Damn the male Black Panther. Damn the inconsistency in regards to recasting a role. Oh no, you'll sit up there and defend that nonsense. Meanwhile, you go over there and see David Cornswell as the latest, greatest Clark Kent. And I don't want to hear that trash because you went over there to consume Brandon Ruth being the latest, greatest Clark Kent after Christopher Reeve passed away. And once again, you said nothing. Even the Black reviewer kept his damn mouth closed. That's a movie reviewer. And even he didn't say anything about the inconsistencies. No, I got my ticket. As he told Mr. Ray Smith, I ain't paid for movies in a while. Well, yeah, dog, that's good for you. That's good for your children. What about the people? It ain't lost on me that you did not mention you rented out a damn movie theater like you did the first time. Why? Because you knew that movie was trash, but you still pushed it. Still pushed it. To the point where nobody knows who Shuri is. They're going to give you Shuri as a Black Panther. Them people over there across the water. They giving you her as a Black Panther, just like some, I think in Tolkien lore, T'Challa is dead. Yeah, they don't like the black male anyway, and you know that. But you're going to sign off on it. You're supposed to be my other half. You're supposed to be my real. You're supposed to be my backbone. But instead of being that, you stabbing me in my back when you would look at me twice. Why ain't I standing up and supporting a Black woman? The difference between me and you is I don't have a choice. I got daughters. The difference between you and me, is I see value in the gender opposite of me and my people. I see value though. The difference between you and me, when it comes to our people, I'll be damned if I'm gonna let somebody separate me from my woman. All hell will break loose first. Some of y'all feel like because we're talking like this, we don't care about Shuri. No, you don't. We got Shuri at the house. We got the knowledge. We got the representation. We got the love. We got the care. And we got the concern. You don't have none of that. You don't. You don't care to. You don't know the significance of a griot. So you never saw any value in the stories that your mama was telling you. Who has more respect for a woman? Us or y'all? That means when you sat down around your grandparents, you never paid any attention to the stories they were telling you about your family, nor about American history. That's an indictment on you. That's an indictment on you. And we can tell you don't have respect for older people because we see how you be out there on social media. You call folks out their name, talk crazy to them, just to cover up the fact you don't know and you don't care. Well, what we're going through in this country right now is your fault because you've been asleep at the wheel when we've been trying to convince you to wake up. That's okay. Stay asleep. I'm going to come back. I'm going to keep up with these notes. And I appreciate y'all pulling in here, man. I just had to come do this. Let me see. They would tell you you're misogynistic for not wanting the Black man to be replaced or removed. Ain't that something? You must tell me rather the man, tells me you rather the man pass on in order to uplift the woman. Yeah, that's what they're saying. And Storm is right there. We can't have both T'Challa and Aurora then agree. Oh, well, we got it at the house. We got it at the house. You got it at the house. We good. We don't mind showing that love and everything. We collect female action figures over here. And some of us, shout out to Kimoyo, shout out Mr. Smith, shout out to Art Man Customs. Me and him don't even converse anymore. But shout out to Aaron, the Big Word Brinkley. Shout out to everybody that's built up the Black female characters in their home. So when their daughters could walk in, they see themselves represented. Because God knows ain't nobody else gonna do it. Not even folks that call them damn selves Shuri fans. Because them 12-inch dolls sat up there at Walmart. I'm sorry, at Target. This way before we started boycotting Target. The Shuri, Okoye, and Nakia on the Barbie aisle as 12-inch dolls sat there. I didn't see not one black woman bust a move. My daughters got it at the house. But then again, my daughters got Karama Horn at the house. My daughters have Dr. Eve Ewing at the house. My daughters have Cheryl Lynn Eaton at the house. My daughters have Roxanne Gay at the house. So whenever my daughters want to read a comic book written by a woman who knew her stuff, that's the other thing. There are queens out there that know what they're doing and they holding it down. So shout out to those sisters. But my daughters, like many of us, can walk into our office and see themselves represented in ways they ain't ever been represented in the MCU or anywhere else, because we built it up at our home. We have characters in our home that you ain't got in the MCU. Female characters, black female characters, because we care. But you got so much to say. Keep up with these notes. Grand Madam Tarot, the Queen Mother's in the building. How we doing, Grand Madam? Kimoyo is in the building. Liontello said all they doing is popping balloons. That's it. That's it. Diabolical said that's right. So many out here false claiming their love for blackness, but support things meant for our destruction. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. What is going on, Mr. Luke K74? I appreciate you pulling up, big dog. What's going on? Liontello says, and I'm disappointed with King Lion on TikTok. It's Sunday, so I'm going to tell the truth and shame the devil. Me and my wife, where we met at, there was a young man, William, right? He's on TikTok. He's a gamer. He already knew who I was when I started popping on social media. When I say popping, started making my presence felt. Because I went to him to have a comic book made. William has talked to me, and I want to say, he calls me Unc. He's been like, damn, he got a lot of comic book knowledge. This is what he did over there on TikTok. You want to send me King Lion's videos. You want to link up with King Lion. I'm not going to say, I'm going to say it like this. I've caught King Lion twice. Misinformation. And I've commented twice. Both times. Hey, you got that wrong. Nothing. No response. The damnedest thing is, William knows I know more than King Lion, but he will prop up King Lion. Get all the misinformation you want to. King Lion like to argue with folks, go back and forth with people. We not, what we doing that for? And knowledge is free. I'm not going to charge you for you to get this knowledge. I'm going to give it to you because I need us to lift up. I want to make it as easy as possible for you to get this knowledge. And I don't mind being fact checked. But there's quite a few of us that don't mind lying for the clicks and likes. When you tell the truth, you don't pop like that. No, we see what it is. Country Wayne has told us what it is. Hollywood, and offering him $500 million, then told him what they want. They want black trauma. They want black drama for no reason. They don't want black success. They don't want the black happy ending. And there's more than enough of us for the right price that will sell out for it. So, Theo, what are you saying about King Lion? I said what I said. I meant what I meant. You don't gain popularity telling the truth. You don't gain popularity by trying to be nice. No, you got to be confrontational. You got to be controversial. Lie a little bit. How somebody got in the White House. Right. Kimoyo says comfortably done. Right. Also had a dude tell me he just wanted to see how they were going to kill him off. And I replied, what are you, stupid? That's my former landlord. I ain't know he moved to New Orleans. Wait, you ready? That's somebody that Alicia knows, and I'm not gonna mention his name. He live in Dallas, Georgia. His last name Scott. He said the same thing. He's stupid too. And watch this. He got a son. Imagine that. You got a son. And you as a father can't even bend 10 toes down for your own damn son. You gonna go see Black Panther 2. He's stupid. But then again, stupid is and stupid does. And Scott goes above and beyond to be stupid. Luke K says, Letitia is just not believable. Yeah. But then again, watch this. That's a problem in the NCU when it comes to us. That's that pattern that we've been watching. Folks be like, wait. Yeah. How did Chris Evans look? He looked nice, didn't he? What about Chris Hemsworth? Look nice? Okay. What about Christopher Pratt? Because when he on that show, The Office, he kind of chunky back then, right? Remember the movie he was in? Where he was smashing old boy's girl and everything like that? Yeah, he kind of beefy. His wife, a Hollywood star. When he started working on everything, she felt some type of way because she liked cooking for this dude. Then he get in shape to play Star-Lord. Look at that. Meanwhile, we got Don Cheadle, incredible actor. We got Anthony Mackie, right? That's not 6'2", 250. Then we get the dude play Fastos. Lawrence Fishburne played Bill Foster. You see the pattern? Do you see the pattern? I cannot remember the brother's name. We know he played back Carl Lumley, if I'm not mistaken, right? We couldn't even get a flashback scene. Even though we could get flashback scenes in every other movie, we could not get one flashback scene of this dude manhandling Bucky. Not one. Not one. Had him looking thrown away, didn't he? Even in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Did you see him in his costume? Speaking of costume, what about Battlestar? You didn't even know who that was, did you? That's not Lamar Hoskins. No. Lamar Hoskins is bigger than John. Yep. Who told you? Was it the blurred or was it the movie reviewer? Or did they just tell you to go see it? What about all these other major black influencers out here? Did they tell you what was different or did they just tell you to go see it? Did they come back bragging about it? You ain't know not one damn thing, did you? You just consumed just to consume. You just went to go see just to go see. You gonna do the same thing for Blade? Yeah, that's not lost on me that we waited till the dude, Mahershala Ali, damn near they aged up out the role, and we want to say we gonna spread him over how many movies? We didn't do that with Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury? What we finna do? Rinse, wash, repeat? What happened to the hot toots that I say? Oh, you ain't got them. You think that's what that is? Ever since you've been an MCU fan as a black person, you've been misled and you couldn't even be bothered to stop. And you want to encourage other black people to accept substandard representation. How dare you? Some of you have even made a fortune leading black folks to wash that trash. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed because you were supposed to be the expert. You were supposed to be the one that was checking for black. You weren't. Unless that black lived up under the same roof you did. You couldn't have cared about anybody else. You're all selfish as hell. And I'm saying that to the black movie reviewer. I'm saying that to the black comic book expert. I'm saying that to the black female journalist. I'm saying that to Ringerverse. I'm saying that to all of y'all. Because you all lied. I'm saying that to the women on the talk shows. You were all wrong. As Chadwick Boseman said in Black Panther 2 when addressing his father, you were wrong. You all were wrong. You've been wrong and you still wrong. And that's what's going to get us hurt as a people. It ain't massa. It's those walking in lockstep with massa, pretending they down for the cause. You don't give two damns about black representation. You never damn did. You're the same damn people that sat up there and loved that Riri Williams trash. You're the same damn people that sat up there and Yahya Abdul-Mateen playing a character that ain't even gonna be black in the damn comics. And some of y'all so busy to make excuses for it, talking about he black in the ultimate. Shut up. You encouraging your brothers and sisters to do what? Throw away money on meaningless representation? That's all you got. Moses Ingram would be the better Shuri. Oh, Moses Ingram, you know what? Let me do this. Because I'm sitting up here, I'm like, Moses Ingram, you said that I thought Moses Magnum. I'm like, that ain't what that is. And I'm saying, that Moses Ingram, that sounds like a man name. So I need to look this up. Hold on. Show you right, Grand Madam. Show you right. They might have said she wasn't dark enough though. You know how we like to divide black. You know what I'm saying? She ain't dark enough. Really? So we gonna participate in the colorism. Oh, so safe to say, ain't too many of y'all seen, you know what? We need to go back to when we had black films, because more than enough of us need to go see School Days. More than enough of us. But yeah, you're right, Grandma. Let me see here, keeping it going. Y'all in here, man, and I appreciate the support, man. I just got fed up. Facts, Grand Madam. She's a good addition to the lore, just not a replacement. No one should be Black Panther other than T'Challa. We ain't even got that dude's story fleshed out yet. For any black person to say to me that T'Challa ain't him and they know more about the white superhero, that's bothersome. That tells me there's a lack of self-respect. You're gonna be hard pressed to tell me any different. Because as a Batman fan, I have way more Black Panther stuff in my house than Batman stuff. That's on purpose. That's on purpose. Does not mean that I don't like Batman. Doesn't mean that I don't have Batman stuff in my house. No, what it means is I love me some me. That's what that means. See here. Kimoyo says, I don't defend myself to the ignorant. You ain't wrong. T'Challa is the point. That griot shorty you made is awesome. Grand Madam, once again, that goes to my lovely wife. And I get emotional every time I think about that. Every time. Every time. I can't tell you what led me to create that, to customize that action figure. I had never done it before. Did not know what I was doing. I know I needed to be able to paint that character. And my wife says to me, I'm nervous, I'm shaking. Just because your hands aren't steady doesn't mean you can't do it. There's a story there somewhere. A black man wants to replicate an action figure based off a female black character. And the black woman, when the black man is doubting himself, doubting his capabilities, the black woman speaks life into him. And the life that she's spoken into him, he takes those words of encouragement, those life-giving words, and he creates, customizes a figure that represents her. There's a lesson in there somewhere. Not real sure. But I'm so thankful to my wife for giving me the courage to be able to do that. It meant a lot. If he created Shuri to be, and he did, to go along with her brother, I needed to create that figure for Big Mama. Roni Butler. I needed to create that figure for Freddie Mae Butler, my grandmother, great-grandmother first, grandmother. I needed to create that figure for Paulette Michelle Shantae Butler, the woman that I lost too soon. I needed to create that action figure for Annie Ruth Butler, my aunt who raised me as if I was her own. I needed to create that action figure for Mia Nichelle Shantae Butler. We don't talk. Daddy still love you. I ain't gonna ever stop. That door gonna always be open. But I needed you to know I ain't stopped. That action figure was created for Crystal and Simone Butler, the young lady that just graduated from law school. It meant that much. That was for my 9 and 8-year-old at the time, Jalea Cruz, Ariel Scott. What Reginald Hutton did resonated. I wanted my girls to be able to come see themselves no differently than they can see me. Yes, I say what I need to say, what I had to say, what I will continue to say about that trash that when it came to Ironheart, Riri Williams. But Riri Williams does sit in my office the correct way as a representation for the women in my life. So it meant a lot. That action figure means a lot to me. It means a lot because I didn't have that. The mother-dad nucleus, I did not have that. The sibling passed away with mom, I didn't have that. It means something to me to have a royal family in my home. And yes, Hunter is a part of that home. Hunter is the brother of T'Challa, the older brother of T'Challa. I'm not going to do that separation thing. If I start doing this thing where I start looking down at people because they're different than me, I ain't no different. I'm not going to do that. Hunter is T'Challa's brother. I can feel how I feel about some of the other stuff that Christopher Priest has done. That's a solid character. You know it has to be because you ain't seen it in the MCU. Why? Because that would have been somebody, he wouldn't have been a European. He'd have been a white dude speaking fluent Xhosa, speak fluent Swahili. He would have been a white dude that would have had issues with Eric. He would have been a white dude that wouldn't have cared two damns about Eric Ross. He wouldn't have seen no commonality between him and Eric Ross. Hunter is Wakandan. And we all, Paul Wall, we all know somebody that regardless of what their skin complexion is, they blacker than some black folks we know. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Moving right along. Moving right along. Funny thing is most women prefer T'Challa too outside of social media. You know what? They might need to stay outside of social media. I feel that. My wife does. She liked T'Challa. She ain't trying to hear all that other stuff. My wife is still mad at me that I saw that damn movie. To this day. It's 4 years later. I thought you said you wasn't going to watch it. Well, such and such and so. I don't give a damn about such and such and so and so. Okay. All I can do is drop my hand. Facts. T'Challa is much preferred. Proud to know nothing. Yeah. Luke K says, preach. I feel the purposely cast unattractive looking black man for roles. The best looking dude we saw in Baku, right? Winston Duke, right? The best looking dude we had in a role was Eric Killmonger, and he was too short. Eric Killmonger ain't that short. No, we ain't got it yet. I like Michael B. Jordan. Yeah. That's not Eric. Just like that wasn't Fastos. Just like that wasn't Shuri. Just like that ain't Rhodey. Just like I still to this day do not know who Njobu is. Moving right along. No hot toots, just egros with blankets. Yep. Facts, Diabolical. Even RDJ got a good build. My dog was working out for it. He told us, yeah, I work out in the gym, drinking my smoothie. Oh, I can't get nobody in the gym. Even the dude that plays Star Fox was in the movie for that long, was in the gym. he was in the movie for that long and went and got in shape. And I'm like, so no. Okay. All right. Moses is a hometown girl. Okay. Yeah, Moses is chocolate. Okay. The picture that I pulled up had bright lights, so I ain't know. Good looking Kimoyo. The problem, this coming from Mr. Luke K, the problem with Hutland was he created Shuri to be Black Panther, so both men and women could be the mantle. He should have created a mantle strictly for her. Hutland is my favorite, by the way. You know what? I can't say I agree or disagree, and here's why. I got a Batwoman, right? We go back. Funky looking costume. I get a Batgirl, right? We never took the focus off Bruce. Barbara Gordon show up. Don't take the focus off Bruce. We don't. Even when Bruce passed away and Richard put on the mantle, we still had Bruce over there. We just waiting on him to come back. Bruce come back. Richard said, here you go. He go back to being Nightwing. Nobody said a word. And when I say nobody said a word, I ain't hear nobody black talking about they prefer Richard Grayson as Batman. I ain't heard nobody black say it's just a cow. Everybody, even King Lion, it's just a man, it's just a man. I ain't, bro, no stop. Because we done seen more than enough people put on that daggum mantle on that damn cow, and ain't nobody ever just said it's just a cow. No, that cow belonged to Bruce. Anybody putting it on is just holding it till he come back. That's what that is. That's what that is. So even with that, the way he did the story, because I think context does matter. Shuri was Black Panther when T'Challa got injured. Shout out to David Liss. She was Black Panther. Mind you, she traveling the world, so she ain't even in Wakanda when she's has her solo run, Claws of the Panther. She all over the place. T'Challa was in Hell's Kitchen. And we left Shuri. We had Shuri and T'Challa in Wakanda. But the folks that claim to be Shuri fans, they weren't checking for her then. They weren't. We was. We the ones that remember her saying, put the blade where it belongs. We the one remember her looking at Proxima Midnight like, I don't see you. That's what you ain't heard nothing from them. Ta-Nehisi Coates. Because characters have to start somewhere. That's my point. I think the problem is, because we both can be right, we both can be wrong. The problem is not being able to appreciate the character's growth. And that's specifically coming from those who, if you put something in a book, they'd never know it. Because they be sitting at 45,000. If you want T'Challa, go back to breed him in the comic books as Black Panther. Okay, well, same thing can be spent round. You want Shuri as Black Panther, it's comic books with Shuri as Black Panther in them. Get up off your ass and go read them. Right now, she's the griot, and we're not going backwards. I don't want to be punished for the cat. I don't want to be punished as a comic book fan. I don't want the character to be punished, to be regressed, because you ain't got up off your lazy ass and picked up a damn book. You can pick up a tablet. You can pick up a laptop. You can spend hours upon hours on social media, going back and forth, arguing with folks, reading stuff. Take your ass down to the comic book store or download Marvel Unlimited and open up a damn book. We take pride in being stupid. Big pride. So I feel you. Because we make exceptions everywhere else. It's over here with this where we develop the crabs in the barrel mentality. And maybe that's because, I don't know, I guess that's part of who we are as a people. The crabs, because they not fighting over characters over there. They not having none of these discussions over there. They not. They ain't got to. It's us that's being duped into choosing and foolishly going along with it. I don't know. I don't know. Ryder Maverick, what's going on? Ryder Maverick, what up? Luke K said, I still haven't watched the second film. Yeah. John Campy thinks Michael Coulter is handsome. Okay. I'm gonna say okay. He got a nice build, could be bigger, but he is Luke Cage. He one of the few. But then again, watch this. The MCU didn't cast Michael Coulter. The MCU did not cast Michael Coulter. Netflix did. I'm so glad the MCU played not one role in that, because I don't know what we would have got as far as a power band. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. It was Netflix that gave us Mahershala Ali as Cottonmouth. I don't know what the MCU would have did with that one. I don't, because the MCU can't give you Blade. Even though Brian Hill has a 10-issue run right there that is literally, never mind. Because you don't hear that from folks that don't read. You can suggest to them to read that run all day. You heard them come back and tell you about it. All the folks that say I want Blade, I want Blade, I want Blade, I want Blade. You tell them about the 10-issue run that was written magnificently by Brian Hill. Since they started saying Blade is canceled, have you heard anybody out there, John Campy included, saying that we got you to sit right there? No, you haven't. So I don't know. Miss Lou, she was terrible. Personality of a wet paper sack. Damn. Mr. Luke K, you didn't miss a thing with that second movie. All I can say is the most technologically advanced nation on earth, for them to fight the Tolokans, their solution that Shuri helped formulate was to have a barge floating in the middle of the ocean with the Jabari tribe standing on the deck with rope tied around their waist, as the Doras, who cannot breathe underwater, did not have any underwater breathing equipment on. Mind you, I'm sitting up here like, I've read Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars. I did. I read Jonathan Hickman's New Avengers. I don't know what this is here, because I know what I saw Shuri do. I do. I know it. I'm looking at it right now. Shuri is looking like everything ready to go. Yeah. We need to get that payback, because they got us looking crazy out here in the world. So we definitely need to put hands on Atlantis. All I know is Namor swims up. He talking to T'Challa. He starts slick talking. T'Challa like, man, you might want to go check on your people. Namor like, what you mean? My sister want that get back, and there's nothing I can do to stop a big dog. So, well, Vice, you standing here talking trash to me, I suggest you go check on your people. Namor got there, and all you saw was red in the water. That's all you saw. Namor holding the Atlantean. I'm like, I think we saw one Hatu, just one. That means they went down to Atlantis, water-breathing equipment, ran the fade. They didn't care. Mind you, the Atlanteans are superpower. The Wakandans did not care. We coming down. You ain't even got to come up here. No, you ain't got to come up here. We coming down there on the bottom of the ocean floor, and we finna show you what it looked like. Which is why Namor told Proxima Midnight one of the Infinity Stones in Wakanda. See how they go? You haven't gotten a short story like that yet from Shuri in the MCU. The most impressive version of Shuri is in the comic books. But hey, be great. Be great. I personally never liked Batman Incorporated. I'm fine with Shuri. I wasn't referring to Batman Incorporated. What I was talking about was just period. Just period. Because here's the thing. We're not having these conversations if they're not trying to place one character over the other. This is a non-existent conversation. It really, really is. We could have had T'Challa as the Black Panther, Shuri as a Black Panther. Nobody would have said a word if they write them characters correctly. The main focus like with Bruce, would have always stayed on T'Challa. That's what that was. Shuri, at some point, would have been able to graduate into her own comic book, just like we get Miles Morales, Black Spider-Man. It would have said Shuri, Black Panther, and she would have had her own rogues gallery. That's what that would have been. If we write them characters right, we're not getting the divisiveness that we're getting. What it is too many of us are falling for the okie doke when we should know better. Like, that's what that is. We know we sat up here and we didn't had comic books with multiple flashes in them, and ain't nobody said a word. Ain't nobody said a word because they're not replacing folks over there. And even if they do replace them, that story with Barry and Wally stepping in made sense. Shorty did step in for T'Challa. She handled the business. 5-issue run, Claws of the Panther, right? She ain't nowhere then. That's why I say, where were these Shorty fans at? If they like Shorty that much, why isn't my Claws of the Panther comic book reviews any higher than what they are? Because what I'm telling you about Shorty, you ain't got in the MCU. They're LARPers. And they don't care about Shorty as a character. Whether they be male, female, black, white, Jew, Gentile, heterosexual, LGBTQ. No, what they want is for Shuri to replace T'Challa. That says a lot about their fragility in who they are. Because they'll never speak with this type of passion. They won't. Nor knowledge. Injured, not dead, right. David List was great. He was. Shuri fans ain't checking for no, they're not. You're absolutely right, Kimoyo. No, they are not. You got Shuri videos out there. Ain't nobody checking for the videos in which I'm telling you who Shuri is. We got the Claws of the Panther. We got that comic book review. All them issues sitting right there, right? We got Shuri, Deadliest of the Species, Power. Well, them views ain't up there. Okay. Well, I believe them 12-inch Barbie dolls that are based on Shuri, Nakia, and Okoye are at Ollie's. We know the Black Panther action figure that looked like Shuri is at Ollie's. They don't have any knowledge of Shuri other than she's the Black Panther. That's it. Well, I can't take you seriously. All I'm going to do is say, you're part of the problem why we as a people in this country are going through what we're going through. Because you either A, perfectly fine being deliberately stupid or blissfully ignorant. And you want me to go along with you. No, we already got too many of y'all like that. You don't need no help. You don't need no help. I like her as the griot. It's on Fandom, the Aja Adana. Here's the thing. Hill's Blade was epic. So was Red Band. It was. As the griot, as I started this video off, there's cultural significance there. The day you let somebody tell you the viability of a character and there's a cultural connection from that character to a fan base, you need to look at the person that's saying it to you. Are they from that culture? Are they from that ethnic group? If the answers are yes, do they care? Because what do we say? It's a joke. Not all skin folk are kinfolk. There are some people that'll say they're Shuri fans, and they're only saying they're Shuri fans to drive a continued wedge between black men and black women. And that's by and large what Shuri has been used as. A rod to divide black men and black women, when what she was created for initially by the writer was for a black man to stand side by side with his black woman. Woman, sister, daughter. That's what that was. You're supposed to see that, but you don't get it. You don't get the love and attention you're supposed to get from Queen Mother Ramunda and T'Challa. We're going to say that's because the actor passed away. That's a lie. A convenient lie. The only people that wanted a sequel were anti-recasters because they never said, oh, no, it's too soon. What they said was don't recast the role, but they wanted a sequel, though. It wasn't too soon for them to get a movie It was just too soon to recast. But them the same anti-recasters that had nothing to say about Harrison Ford. Them the same anti-recasters to this day, 2026, cannot tell you anything about Shuri because they never cared. They just wanted your money. And some of us gave it to them. They are not real fans. They just hate men. It's misandry, and it's easy to prove just by observation. Check out the Rock With Me Nation dedication song. You know what, Kimoyo? I can't call it misandry. I can call it lack of self-awareness. Because there's too many men chiming in as well, right? What I look at it is an age-old problem that if you're not aware of, you won't consciously combat it. Because of how we've been raised in this country, it just is what it is. If you aren't aware of it, you are prone. It just is what it is because it's how our country is set up. If you're not consciously aware of it, you are prone to see more value in somebody else that don't look like you than you do yourself. Stockholm syndrome, if you will. What too many of us have done is we see ourselves there. Meanwhile, they'll tell you, no, that's not you. We will see ourselves in them way more than we ever know how to see ourselves in us. It's why I say I'm a Batman fan, but it's a conscious decision to put that representation in my house. And as action figure collectors, we've seen it. There are so many of us that are Deadpool fans. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. But I know there are those of us that are action figure collectors, and we got all of Wade in the house. All of Wade in the house. All of Wade in the house. No differently than with, there's a brother, and I said this to my wife. I don't even know why. You got to be real with yourself. You got to be real with yourself. These are fictional characters, but you got to be real with yourself because sometimes your action figures will tell on you. Your action figure collection will tell on you. I can never tell anybody that I'm not a proud military veteran, Marine Corps veteran. No, my action figure collection tell you something completely different. I can't tell you I don't like Captain America. Kimoyo got this running joke right now, like, no, Theo love him some super soldiers. My action figure collection be dry snitching on me. I can't even tell you I don't like the X-Men. I wish I would. I wish I would tell somebody I don't like the X-Men. They come through my action figure collection and be like, you full of ish. Yeah, I know. I know. So you got to fight it consciously because it's easy to fall for the okie doke. My proudest moment is when I was doing a TikTok live. And if we looking at my wall, by and large, we know most of the action figures that are black sit here, 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 and here. There and there. So how many shells we got? We got 4 shells going across, right? Except for here. 1, 2, well, ain't nothing on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 shells, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Half the shells have specifically black characters. The rest of the shells, well, you got teams. And on those teams, well, you got the Avengers team right there. It ain't but 3 characters up there. That's black. You got the Midnight Suns. Aside from Brother Voodoo and Blade, who we talking? You got the New Warriors. Oh, well, it's just Night Thrasher and Rage. That's all that is. Okay. Well, you got the street level heroes. There ain't nobody up there but Cloak and Luke Cage. That's all that is. Okay, well, you got this right here. Yeah, you're gonna probably be upset about that one. You're gonna probably be upset about that one. Big Ruben is in the building. What's going on, Big Ruben? What is going on? Ruben is in the building. Let me see here. Check out the rock. Got 2 songs. Appreciate that. We got to check that out. These bop are their mother's sons. They hate men too. And see, I don't even know how to. I'm a mama's boy. I don't even know how to do that because y'all see me tear up all the daggum time and everything. I be trying to control it. I be failing miserably. I believe I'm a mama's boy. And like, it'd be so many things. I'm like, I don't know how to do that because I'm like, I'm a mama's boy too. But I know how my mama raised me. There's value in you. Don't sacrifice don't give your life away for nothing. I got that from, now maybe Anderson Butler sit right there because I didn't mention Anderson Butler. Now I got raised by the silent generation. Maybe Anderson Butler, maybe his influence and everything got me where I'm at. But if you ask me, I'm gonna say I'm a mama's boy. I had way more women play a significant role in my development years than a man did. I did not have a man over me until I was 14. That was it. From 1 to 14, 1 to 13, it was just women. My mom and my aunt. So, but I don't know. You see, I don't know enough to say one way or the other. I thought I was a mama's boy. That's how I always view myself. I'm sensitive. I'm caring. I'm understanding. When Ralph Tresvant came out with that song, you need a man with sensitivity. A man like, yeah, I don't need a man that'll give you money. Yeah, I'm right. I was like, that's me right there. Who don't need? Yeah, I'm right there. Let me keep going. No normal brother is going to diminish himself to replace himself with the female version unless he doesn't like seeing himself. Right. I can't do that. Like Terrell Owens say, I love me some me. Not to the detriment of anybody else, but I love me some me. Like we gonna start with me. Figuratively and literally. We gonna start with me. I don't know how God started with me. You may or may not believe that, may or may not care. I don't know how not to start with me. I don't know. Big Ruben, like I said, is in the building. I'm gonna do my best to keep up with these notes. If Theo opened the store, it would be Grand Madam, thank you so much for that go. Thank you so much for the Union Jack. I had my eyes on Union Jack for quite a while now, but my action figure collection is done a certain type of way. I got to get me first. I got to get me first. I got to get the knowledge out there. And if the money ain't where the money supposed to be at, I'm not going to sacrifice my home for that because there are certain priorities. Us. My home, us. Us, my home. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy what's coming up, that Frank Castle Punisher. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Let's see here. Big Ruben is greeting everybody. Everybody's greeting Big Ruben. We chilling, Big Ruben. We chilling. Glad you're here and everything like that. Tell us how life is treating you there because we ain't seeing you in a minute. And Kimoyo, how you doing? Because you active, so I'm thinking you feeling better. We hope you're feeling better. Mr. Luke K says another issue is T'Challa himself has a ton of room for character. What speak on it? Lord Jesus, have mercy, speak on that. Let me read this again. Another issue is T'Challa himself has a ton of room for character development, so having an even more underdeveloped character doesn't help the lore overall. I want more character-driven story. That's why I said she could be Black Panther in her own comic book. That's why, because you're not wrong. You're not wrong. He ain't been developed. He's been stagnant. Having on and off solo issues in there, ongoing. Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with none of that. I'm not. That's why I said she need to be in her own comic book. But who would buy it? Because see, I know I would. I would. Nice little plastic bag, everything. They got that for my daughters and everything like that. I would. You probably would too. The question would these LARPers, and I'm of the mindset, no, they wouldn't, because as it stands right now, what day is it? It's Sunday. What's today's day? I don't know. But they still haven't told you anything about that character that's relevant to that character since 2016. They can't even be bothered. And clearly, the video game company didn't care. What's weird is brothers offering up excuses. That's the weird thing to me. That video that I did talk about Token Shuri, Token the video game, the amount of brothers offering up excuses as if I ain't Gen X. And with me being Gen X, do you really think your excuses make sense to somebody who's played superhero video games, or you just settling? If you want to settle, if you want to make that make sense to you so you can justify playing a video game, go right on ahead. But there's more than enough of us, Generation X, baby boomers, that's played enough video games to know that's not right. You do what you want to do. You either care or you don't. But in not caring, you will never get you the way you're supposed to, because you're perfectly fine with settling, and they're perfectly fine giving you stuff to settle with. Mind you, we low-key doing what our ancestors did back in the day when it came to food. That's what we're doing. We just taking whatever. And because we ain't trying to learn no better, we're like, ooh, that's good. Really? You just ate rat poison. You didn't taste it? Crazy. Kimoyo said, no, you're not, you got it wrong. A mama's boy is not a mother's son. I love my mama too. You see, why I say I don't know. I don't have a disdain for men like my cousin does because his mama couldn't get past the mystery. Gotcha. Mr. Luke K said, Wakanda seems to be the main character in every story. Lord have mercy. You know what? We talked about that because T'Challa can't get the comic book by himself. You're right. And mind you, I think we care enough about that character where, here we go, put it in the comment section. How many Black Panther titles would you read? Would you read 3? 1 featuring T'Challa, 1 featuring Shuri, and 1 featuring stories from Wakanda, where you got everybody else and their mama in it? Would you spend money on them 3? Like, dead ass, because, folks say stuff and everything like that. Would you spend, like, your monthly comic book consumption, where you already, how we support Joseph Illich and Milestone Comics and Static and everything like that? Would you have them already? I know Juju would. And probably going to have 4 or 5 covers of each one. But would you, though? Because the damnedest thing that's not lost on me is this. Ultimate Black Panther #1 sold out before it even hit the comic book shelf. Make it make sense. We wrote in like we were supposed to in Dr. Eve Ewing's run. When folks be saying, oh, the fans got to participate. They still canceled it. Gave her 5 issues less than John Ridley, who we did not write into. Whom stories to this day we still take offense to. What did they do? Did not pay not one damn attention. But we know we were there, though, because I saw our letters in them. Shout out to everybody that wrote in. Shout out to everybody who showed up. But we showed up and showed out in Dr. Eve Ewing's run, and what did it net us? Nothing. The Black Panther comic book fan base showed up and showed out for Ultimate Black Panther #1. And what did C.B. Cebulski, and because he's the editor, I'm going to stop right there. What did C.B. Cebulski give us? Marvel's ass to kiss. It wasn't justified. We just did what we wanted to do. I know a brother, this come from Kimoyo King. I know a brother who hates women because his mother hates women. All his relationships are toxic. Yeah, we don't do that here. I can't represent Wakanda and do that over here. Grandmam Tara says, you are quite welcome. Diabolical says, that's the babyface dudes, I'll pay your rent type. No, yeah. I'll cook your dinner for you soon as I get home from work. No. Well, if you my woman, yeah. If you my woman, I pay our rent. I pay our rent because rent expensive. Kimoyo King said, doing fine. Big Ruby said, T'Challa has so much room for character development for the 60th anniversary. They already gave us our 60th anniversary. It was trash. It was trash. I don't know if you know that or not. The 60th anniversary, it was trash. 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 It's what the 60th anniversary was so much trash. It's one of them things where you look at it and be like, you know what? I'm a Black Panther fan and I want to support this character and everything like that. But damn, you owe me money back on that 15-issue run. Like, I need to be able to hit CB Cebulski up and get all my change back from the 15 issues. That said, I couldn't pull the trigger on that one. I can't keep paying for misrepresentation. I know what folks gonna say. Well, if you don't buy it, then they gonna think. I do comic book reviews. I ain't gotta buy nothing to show my support. And if I ain't buying it, more often than not, folks know why. So Marvel know why. At the end of the day, I didn't buy the 60th anniversary issue. And I ain't the only one that had issues with it either. So yeah, if you missed it, I don't know, man. Damn, you ain't missed much though. You ain't missed much. Or Batman being on the Batman gonna get done right on his stuff. He is. Kimoyo said AI argued the point that Marvel sees T'Challa as an A-list character. So I replied, then why did they kill him off in the MCU? Where's his comic book? You know what? AI does represent T'Challa. And I'm of the mindset AI is more of a T'Challa fan than the folks over there at Marvel Comics. Because AI don't get it either. It don't know why T'Challa don't get treated like he's supposed to. But then again, what did Derek say? Because that's something else you don't get from Black Panther fan. I ain't heard nobody yet that consider themselves to be credible in the journalistic industry say a damn thing about that interview on Urban Faith. They won't even talk to him about it. We just gonna conveniently mention other stuff to him. No, talk to that dude about what he said on Urban Faith. Yeah, have that conversation with him. Seems like some of y'all scared. Y'all don't want to go. Y'all don't want to go that deep, huh? Yeah, talk about his brother being Black Panther, what it meant to him for his brother to play Black Panther. You don't want to have a conversation about what he said on Urban Faith, do you? No, you want to ask the dude how he feel. What was it? Mourned? Something like that? But no, you don't want to ask him the real question. No, because that would F up your cash flow. And get mad. Just understand this. You might not like what I'm saying, but just know I snapped on Grace from behind the Trailer Park News. Just know I snapped on Grace for you. Just know I snapped on Grace for you. Just know I done came to your back. You got this wrong. You wasn't by yourself. You got this wrong. And you got it wrong because you was being selfish. You didn't think about nobody but you and your family. You can say you thought about the neighborhood, but you never stopped to think about how those young black boys was feeling. I doubt you didn't talk to them to this damn day. I ain't seen no intercourse. I don't go over there. But as a, girl dad, I still understand the significance of the black male. It's not sacrificing one over the other. You whipped. T'Challa, Shuri, Legends of Wakanda, and Agents of Wakanda. I like that. I would buy 4. You gonna give me an anthology series where I can get me something from each Black Panther? Because we ain't got no stories like that. I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna consume that. And I'm gonna regurgitate that. You gonna give me an ongoing Shuri monthly? And you gonna bring back old girl from Power who low-key be flirting with Shuri when they be fighting it? Oh, I'm buying that. I need that in my life. I need that. I need that. You gonna give me T'Challa. Well, I got T'Challa, right? And then you gonna give me World of Wakanda? I'm buying all 4 of them. I'm under the mindset it's gonna be some stuff I ain't buying. If he ain't in, I ain't buying. Of course, we do that now. She ain't in it. I ain't buying it. Of course, we do that now. We do that now. Big Ruben says T'Challa can literally have an entire story based around one galaxy in his intergalactic empire. This is true. Literal planets he can explore. It shot Jonathan Hickman. Because I don't think y'all ready for this. He had her dressed as a Black Panther. She didn't do no Black Panther stuff. So my question to those that are Shuri fans, could you do that? Could you accept that? Her putting on the mantle, but still being referred to as the griot. Could you do that? Or you just dead set, you just want her to be the Black Panther? That whatever. Because Jonathan Hickman didn't do that. And more than enough of y'all keep praising his name. Well, I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Too many of these new writers and editors, only comic illustrator standpoint. Yeah. What's going on, D. Steezle? Harama Fall in the building. What is going on? What is going on? Just made it in there. Yeah, man. Harama Fall. There's that Hatu. Harama, I'm gonna start calling him Hatu Fall. That's Hunter. Well, Kimoyo is Hunter. That he would be Achilles. Because he don't care. Yeah. Shuri's a great character. I like why she was created. We need more young Black female characters. We need them written right. We need them respected. We need them to have their own stories. Their stories, like what we get from everybody else. Mary Marvel is not Billy. Barbara is not Bruce. Kara is not Clark. And nobody's trying to replace those characters with the female version of those characters. No, what they're doing is they're writing those female characters to go beside those male characters in ways we don't get with Black characters. Because you don't read comic books, you don't recognize that Black love is missing in Marvel Comics. And I ain't the dude to keep saying DC so white and all this other stuff. That's not my mission. That's not my calling. My calling is to keep it a buck, though. My calling is to retain, regurgitate, and educate. That's my calling. I can't educate the stupid. They don't want to be educated. And I'm not going to try that. But with the ignorant, not to be confused with the blissfully ignorant. Stories sit out there. Are you the female version of me? Or as a Black woman, are you your own entity? It's a question that I got. Because more than enough of y'all want to be, now I didn't say most. Now I didn't say all like some other folks like to say. I said more than enough. More than enough of y'all are with this mindset, you either A, want to be the Black man or you want to replace the Black man. Well, let me help you out. One, that's going to be kind of difficult. But I don't echo your sentiments. I see value in you. I was raised that way. I was taught to defend you. I was taught to protect you with every fiber of my being. But I was also taught by the Black women in my family not to take any ish off of you either. Kind of is what that is. Well, if Shuri means so much to you, prove it. Because right now, as we like to say in our culture, by and large, when it comes to too many of y'all, all you doing is talking, which is a detriment to the advancement of us in real time because they effing with us in fiction time, and all you doing is encouraging them and tell them to go right ahead. And by the time you realize it, it's too damn late. It's too damn late. Well, that's not the fault of the educated. That's the fault of the deliberately stupid. And too many of y'all are embracing that mindset. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. I'm out. About to go chill. You need a black female writing team on Shuri to get them to griot the flesh out and keep a hard line. Keep a hard line. T'Challa is the Panther. She is the griot. Yeah. I beat him up on game with just Wakandan characters as much need. Yes, sir. Laura is not Logan. She didn't replace Logan in Marvel token. No, she didn't. And I got both of them. Because I stood 10 toes down with it. I like Laura as a character. I like to see the interaction between her and Logan. And my brother is absolutely right. No, she didn't replace him. My question is this. Why are so many of y'all that's playing that game sitting right there? You can say exactly what D. Steezle said. But instead of saying that, what you would tell me is that, well, we believe, not know. We believe in token lore. T'Challa is dead. Well, why ain't Logan dead? Why ain't Tony dead? Why aren't all the male characters dead if they have a female character that's already worn the mantle? Or is this just exclusive to us? We need to do better. Shoot, Sam didn't replace Steve. Nope, Sam in that game too, as Captain America. But then again, so is Steve. Those are the patterns that we've spotted. You either care or you don't. Can't say you don't know. You do know. You just don't give two damns. You live acting role playing. Well, we're tired of that. You're part of the problem. You're why 45 is in the damn office today. I said what I meant. I meant what I said. You don't like it? And remember the late, great Don Cornelius and Chadwick Boseman. We are at the almost an hour, 45-minute mark. I didn't come in here for, I want to say I didn't come in here for a good time, but no, I really didn't. I came in here just to kick the bobo and keep it educational. I didn't come in here for no jokes, no laughs. I came in here with serious questions, nothing but facts. And I'm asking you to go take a look in the mirror. Because all of y'all that's down for that nonsense, you ain't picked up what was going on in the MCU. You couldn't tell they was making fun of you, laughing in your face all the way. Yeah, I'm going to go say, look in the mirror. You going to say it ain't that damn deep till it comes knocking on your front door. Don't say nothing to me then. Don't say nothing to me then. Don't cry racism then. Don't cry lack of representation then. I already told you. The Rock With Me Nation already told you. You didn't care because it wasn't you. Yeah, but they say it takes a village. Late, great Don Cornelius, Chadwick Boseman. Till next time, whether you agree with what I said or not, whether you like what I said or not, it's still the truth. Kind of is what it is. I wish each and every last one of you love, peace, and soul, and be safe. It's raining where we at. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Peace.